Pikmin 3, it's a game about throwing things, but what happens when we try and take away that ability? Bam, that's what this video is about, not very hard to grasp. How many throws does it take to beat Pikmin 3? Easily the biggest problem with the entire run is the fact that any object that is elevated in any way will become a challenge to obtain. Luckily, we have a few tools up our sleeve. First of all, we have to define what a throw is. A throw is simply just holding the button to grab Pikmin and letting it go to throw them. Holding a Pikmin and canceling with the whistles allowed, as well as, well, simple things like plucking and anything else that the A button is used for. Now, with the definition of throwing out of the question, what does this give us? The number one move we will use to replace everything about throwing will be the charge mechanic, where every one of your active Pikmin will rush towards whatever is currently scanned. Dismissing will also be helpful for choosing what type of Pikmin to use and grabbing only a specific number of Pikmin. With this knowledge, let's jump right in. Day 1 is the tutorial. Charlie crashes into the snow and literally 15 seconds later we're forced to throw. The game will physically not progress unless we throw at least 5 yellow Pikmin, so that's 5 onto the counter. Luckily, even without the ability to charge in this very first part, dismissing the yellow Pikmin is enough to clear the way to Alf's portion of the tutorial. With Alf, we have to bring down the red onion. There's literally nothing you can do. That's another 3 throws added onto the counter. This is a really sad start, but aside from this, the rest of the day is really easy. You just have to grow 20 Pikmin and push the box. Day 2 is where we see the start of the Garden of Hope. In a normal playthrough, usually in this area we have to save Rock Pikmin, save Brittany, and defeat the Armored Maudad. But for the low throw run, there are 2 major roadblocks: the Medusal Slurker and the path to the Armored Maudad. Let's start with the Slurker. Once you build the first bridge, you will come across a cave. Inside is a Medusal Slurker with Rock Pikmin. This enemy cannot be attacked with charging due to red Pikmin being unable to fly, so we will have to use throws to kill it. In the end, this took me at least 6 throws to defeat it. Hypothetically, this could be done only 1 throw, but there is a lot of RNG and all that stuff going on with the Medusal Slurker to make sure it doesn't try and shake your Pikmin off. So in the end, I'm just gonna stick with 6 throws. This brings the total up to 14. Now we have defeated the Medusal Slurker and we have Rock Pikmin. Rock Pikmin in this run are interesting on their own. Normally, enemies actually have a programmed number that calculates how many Rock Pikmin throws it takes to defeat them. For example, even though red Bulbs have 1000 HP, they're programmed to get killed after 25 Rock Pikmin throws, so each throw deals 40 damage. But charging is always at a set 15 damage. So, only charging will drastically reduce the power of Rock Pikmin, and this even applies to crystals. But what this doesn't apply to are crystal walls, for whatever reason, so charging is usually a better option for taking those down anyway. Freeing Brittany brings us to another throwing tutorial, raising the total throws to 20. 5 more Pikmin, and 1 for Brittany. Now, our objective is to get across a platform to the Armored Maudad. Normally in the game, this is done by throwing a captain and Pikmin across the wire. However, we can't easily do that. At first, my plan was to throw just 1 Rock Pikmin across and do everything. This included breaking a big crystal and carrying 49 fragments to make a bridge. Yeah, no, I was not going to do that. By the time we got 2 fragments in, I got really bored and started looking for a new solution. That's when I came across this rock, and it gave me an idea. Pikmin 3 is incredibly buggy when it comes to its geometry, allowing captains to easily clip through. So after a bit of fidgeting around this rock, I managed to clip Brittany through to the other side. From there, she could call the Pikmin over to where she was. And for whatever reason, the Pikmin decided to just jump over one each other like it's a game of leapfrog, which every time they did this, it reset their drown timer. Every Pikmin who did this, they survived. So with this knowledge, I tried the day again to give me some more time and to get rid of that 1 throw from earlier. I clip Brittany through the wall and call Alpha's Pikmin, but for some reason, the Pikmin decide their life is more valuable than arbitrary challenges, so none of them go in the water, and when they do go, they go in waves, and so because there's not enough for them to play leapfrog on, they all drown. Some Pikmin did make it across, however, but they weren't able to jump up, so I got really confused. So after trying again, I realized that the Pikmin were just getting stuck on an invisible wall. This was really odd because the wall wasn't there when I tried it the first time. I soon found out that the cutscene showing the second area was necessary for removing this invisible wall. So with this knowledge, I do the day again. This time, everything works perfectly, except for the fact that the only survivor was a single rock Pikmin. This was not enough to destroy the dirt wall before the day ended. You know what this means. Fifth time's the charm. I was able to swim 5 reds and 2 rock Pikmin across the water, and they successfully broke down the wall. I spent the rest of this day, and a portion of the following day, to raise my numbers for the boss fight, and use a loading zone trick to get the new army across the water. After defeating the armored Maudad with charging, I was set to go to the distant Tundra. Here, our goals are to reunite Brittany and Alf, push the boulder to progress forward, and kill the Vehemoth Phosbat. The challenge for us is trying to push the boulder. It's placed on a ledge in a spot that we cannot reach without throwing Pikmin up. As I was going through the area building the bridge, however, I started attacking this armored cannon beetle larva. Once it was dead, it was only then when I realized I could probably use it to throw Pikmin up the ledge for me. On attempt 2, I try using it, and I actually do get a single Pikmin up the ledge. Utilizing the nearby cherry, I was able to put the Pikmin on the boulder. Problem was, I needed 20 Pikmin on the boulder. And it didn't help that this one rock Pikmin decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna kill this guy. So I tried finding a more efficient way up the ledge. I thought that the dodge whistle might have been of some use, so I go over and try and grab it. All it resulted was an army of buried Pikmin. I head back to the boulder, and eventually I find out that by grabbing Pikmin and releasing them facing away from the edge, they will pop up on it. I can dismiss them and they will go further back, but this only works if I have no other Pikmin on me. So we are able to push the boulder throwless. I continue forward and head into the Phosbat cave, where we instantly find a major roadblock. This singular wire. It's placed in a spot that can only be accessed by throwing, and we need 10 Pikmin up there. I thought I might have been able to save 9 throws by throwing only Brittany and utilizing loading zone shenanigans, but there is an invisible wall in the way. The only possible solution I can think of is clipping one of the captains onto the cave ledge, then walking around the invisible wall into the loading zone. However, until someone finds a solution, this adds an entire 10 throws onto our counter. From this point on, the game is incredibly generous with not having us need throws. I was initially worried about the Vehemoth Phosbat fight itself, but it was surprisingly easy. You never need to light the big light in the arena to defeat the boss. Instead, you just need to utilize those 4 smaller lights around the room. 3 of them are incredibly simple and easy to reach, and the 4th one does take a bit of effort to get up to, but not that much effort. Just charge your Pikmin on a nearby stick and walk up the sloped route because geometry. Once the distant tundra is out of the way, we have the tropical wilds. Easiest area to do throwless. Utilizing a simple clip, we can get Brittany right up in front of the boss's room. Using a loading zone trick, we then are able to get all the Pikmin up as well. And the Sand Belching Mirror Slug boss fight is also one of the easiest bosses to fight using only charges. I don't even think I used throws in normal playthroughs. Once this guy is dead, the tropical wilds is out of the way. I originally thought it would be easy to get the winged Pikmin, but the onion is trapped in a spiderweb, meaning that we have to throw Pikmin up to kill it. I could use the glitch to get to the winged Pikmin without building the bridge, but it was super hard to get the 3 rock Pikmin over without them drowning, so it was just easier in the end to build the bridge. Once I got the Pikmin over, it takes another 3 throws to kill the Arachnode, and now that we have winged Pikmin, the rest of the run is an absolute cakewalk. Anything that is elevated at all can be solved thanks to the help of winged Pikmin, so we no longer need fancy shenanigans to reach them. The rest of the river is easy, as all we have to do is build a bridge and defeat the Scornet Maestro. We rescue Louis, and he lands our ship back at the Garden of Hope. This area is also incredibly easy. We can clip Brittany once again in front of the boss, and use loading zone shenanigans to get to the boss with all the Pikmin. The Quaggled Meyerclops is also pretty easy, but we do have to note the crystal. For whatever reason, while the boss has collapsed, charging the rock Pikmin on the crystal will do nothing, but stop charging and letting them attack on their own accord works. Once the crystal is destroyed, winged Pikmin can finish the job. It should be noted that other Pikmin types can also attack it via charging. It is the final day in the final location, the Formidable Oak, home to the Plasm Wraith. This area is incredibly easy. Simply circle Brittany around this spot and create a path to the cave with Alf and Charlie. Should be noted to grab Olimar with winged Pikmin and to create a path through all the dirt walls instead of the bridge. Once it is created, send Brittany through the cave. Have her walk up the route off to the side and wait for the Pikmin with Olimar to come. During this, it's important to keep the Pikmin close, or else they will go back inbounds. So edge your Pikmin across the map, and once Olimar is past the dirt wall, you can drop down and press onwards. From there, it's just the fight against the Plasm Wraith. Do not go for any of the elemental attacks, as they are near impossible to destroy. Just keep on focusing the Plasm Wraith itself. After a long battle and clutching onto my last captain's last bit of health, the Plasm Wraith is defeated with 0 throws. If we take a look at each area, we can see the total throw count. Day 1, 8 throws. Garden of Hope, 12 throws, with a hypothetical possibility of 7. Distant Tundra requires 10 throws. Tropical Wilds requires 0. Twilight River requires 3. And the second Garden of Hope and the Formidable Oak both require 0. This brings us to a total of 33 throws, with a hypothetical 28 throws being possible. So there we have it, 33 throws to complete Pikmin 3. It was fun to try and find out solutions to overcome throwing Pikmin, but it always did suck when no such solution was found. If anyone can find a way to lower total, whether it be the proof of a 1 Pikmin Slurker kill or even a light bulb skip, please let me know. And if this video gets enough positive feedback, I might even make one on getting every fruit in the least amount of throws. Of course, negative feedback is good too. Tell me what I could have done to make this video better in the comments below. All that good stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching.